The following videotape is one program in a series of limousine driver training tapes produced by the Lancer Insurance Company for the exclusive benefit of our policyholders. Lancer Insurance Company is the largest insurer of passenger transportation vehicles in the nation. In our commitment to safety, we have gathered an enormous database of accident and claims statistics. We know that it is impossible to define every preventive measure or hazardous situation that professional drivers are faced with every day. And the safety suggestions presented in our series of tapes are given as guidelines only to help you recognize hazardous situations that can cause an accident and then know what action to take to avoid the problem.
I'm looking at the live view right now at the Winds Jam Cam. Yeah, it's pretty slow. Once you get by that, expect another delay getting by the Van Wyck Expressway with an accident.
City driving is definitely a challenge. And as a professional driver, you spend more time on city streets than anyone. You not only have to pay attention to what you have to do, you have to be alert to everything else going on around you. Since most accidents happen in cities, defensive driving is the only way to drive. There are hundreds of situations that you will face as you go about your job. To avoid conflicts, you must be alert. Even as you travel straight through green lights with little traffic, you must keep your eyes moving. You must also make an effort to put space around your vehicle, to the front and to one or both sides. The best way to give yourself time and space is to maintain a proper following distance from vehicles traveling ahead of you. Many cars can safely follow 2 seconds behind, but you'll want to increase your following distance to 3, 4, or more seconds behind if you're driving a heavier stretch limousine or when you travel in adverse weather. A proper following distance is essential to preventing a rear-end collision. The lane you choose to drive in makes a difference. Select a lane that allows you to avoid changing lanes. Sideswipes, a very frequent type of limousine crash, are most often caused by lane changes because your car, especially the stretch limousine, has large areas of blind spots. You could easily miss other vehicles on either side of you and often directly behind. If you must change lanes, signal early to alert those around you of what you are doing. Fewer lane changes mean fewer crashes, so choose the proper lane and stick with it. Intersections are where the majority of the city accidents happen. Left turns, right turns, cars, trucks, buses, pedestrians. Everyone is scrambling to take the right-of-way and get through the intersection, all at the same time, putting you at risk from every direction. So, as you approach an intersection with a green light, scan the area as far as you can see in all directions. Move your foot off the accelerator and cover the brake to save a few tenths of a second in an emergency. Continue scanning and stay in your lane as you enter, cross through, and leave the intersection. As you continue, watch the green lights 2 or 3 blocks ahead and be prepared for a stale green, when lights that have been green for a while will soon turn amber and then red. Don't walk signs beginning to flash will alert you that this is about to happen. Slow down a bit so you'll be prepared to stop. When you do stop, leave yourself some space ahead, away from any vehicle stopped in front of you. If that car rolls back or breaks down when the light changes, you could be hit or be forced to back up in traffic. With space, you can check for a clear lane, signal, and move around to proceed on your way. If you are first at the corner when the light turns green, hesitate a moment, count out 2 seconds, and give conflicts in front of you time to clear the intersection before you proceed. No matter how impatient drivers are behind you, do not proceed through an intersection if there is gridlock, and no space ahead to clearly place your vehicle. Use good judgment and don't make a heavy traffic situation worse. Right and left turns at an intersection create their own sets of problems. The position of your vehicle is of primary importance in making right turns. You've got to close the gap along your mostly blind right side, especially with a stretch vehicle. In general, you should position your vehicle no more than 4 feet from the curb or row of parked cars. Any closer, and you could hit a pedestrian or some fixed object on the right as you turn. Any further away invites another car, motorcycle, or bicycle to pass you on the right just as you are beginning your turn. To make a safe right turn, set up your position and signal early. Drive straight to the intersection. Begin to cut the wheel as your shoulder reaches the corner and execute the turn. Watch your mirrors for clearance and keep your eyes moving in all directions. Yield to pedestrians and be sure to watch for hazards ahead as you drive through the turn. Avoid using the button hook turn to try and gain additional space as you make the right turn. The button hook turn gives mixed signals to those behind you. A right turn signal, but, at least initially, a leftward movement. When given the chance, the motorist behind heads for the gap to the right into your right side blind spot. Button hook turns are invitations to accidents. Judgment and perception are as important as position when you are making a left-hand turn. Left turns mean conflicts from pedestrians, close clearances, side swipes, and the most dangerous of all, oncoming traffic. To execute a safe left turn, position your vehicle in the proper lane and signal early. Scan the area in all directions. Yield to pedestrians and then execute the turn, watching your clearances on both sides as well as checking your path ahead. As you complete your turn, move directly into the lane you want to be in, immediately and as part of the turn. Left turns often mean crossing the path of oncoming traffic. Some of the vehicles may be moving toward you at a much higher speed than others, and these differences in speed are hard to judge, so be careful. If you have patience, yield to others, and watch where you are turning, any turn you make will be safer. Emergency vehicles operating in close quarters may cause other drivers to become hazards to you. When an emergency vehicle appears, move aside as soon as you can, yield the right-of-way, stay clear of others trying to yield the right-of-way as well, and stop to let the emergency vehicle pass. Pedestrians can come from anywhere, creating dangerous conditions you need to react to. Young children are the most unpredictable pedestrians of all. So, remember, when pedestrians are present, do your best to make sure you see them and they see you. Try to make eye contact. Have patience, look in all directions, and do all you can to yield to all pedestrians. If you stop in traffic to pick up or drop off passengers, you risk being rear-ended, endangering your passengers as well. Even when you must pull into a congested area, always look for the clearest spot to make your stop. To make the ideal safe stop, position your vehicle in the proper lane, signal early, and move toward the curb. When possible, keep your vehicle parallel to the curb and out of the traveled lane. If you can, pull tightly to the curb. If you can't, stay far enough away so the passengers won't stretch to step directly from the car to the curb. Use your four-way flashers when stopped. Assist passengers at the door. When your passengers are clear and before you pull out, signal, check mirrors, yield until your path is clear, and then enter the flow of traffic. One of the most common problems for drivers in the city is the one presented by backing. Do all you can to avoid backing. Pulling into a line of parked cars and leaving space ahead helps reduce the need to back. Sometimes it's better to back into a parking space if it will help you avoid backing into traffic later. So if you can't avoid backing, check the rear blind spots. And since mirrors can't tell the full story, getting out and checking is the only sure way of preventing backing accidents. Other vehicles backing up can create hazards. Large vehicles have rear blind spots, and they can back up directly into your path without seeing you. Spot these situations early and yield to prevent a collision. The city is a very busy place. As a professional driver, you must constantly be alert to your surroundings, keep your eyes moving in all directions, and maintain space around your vehicle. If you continually practice these basic safety rules as you drive through the city, you will be much better prepared to react to anything that might come your way.